Hello, Earthlings. Welcome to Evening of the Rising Star. You can call me Eva Star. I am here to share with you some stories from my life. And while I do so, I would like to play Minecraft in the background, just for fun, just to give you something to watch while you listen. I am not a professional gamer. I do this just because it brings me joy and I like doing it, obviously. And I am definitely not a professional video editor, so I do apologize. I am learning so much as I try to put these videos out. So yeah, please be patient with me. And if you have any advice on the editing, I'm just using the Clipchamp, the free version of Clipchamp from Windows Media. So yeah, I just barely realized that I had that on my computer. So after a long break from my channel, recovering from some health issues, finding out different other health issues, I finally come back. So hopefully I can continue this. Hopefully I can continue to get some of these videos out because I really do enjoy sharing these stories with you, and I want to interact more with others who may have had similar experiences, and I want to, just hopefully at some point be an inspiration for myself and anybody who is listening. So, yeah. So I'm just going to be playing this Minecraft game and telling you my stories. Yeah. Anyway, let's get right into it. So here is my first story back on YouTube while you watch me empty the sand. So, yeah. Here we go. Hello, beautiful beings of Earth. Welcome to Evening of the Rising Star. You can call me Eva Star. I'm here to tell you a story. Once upon a time, I was a young teenager living with my mother and 6 other siblings. My father lived in a different state, and every summer he would pick up the kids and take them to his home. He drove a truck that could fit 3 or 4 cramped passengers in the cab at most, while the rest of us rode in the bed of the truck, which had a mattress in it and a camper shell over the top. Needless to say, it was hot, cramped, and uncomfortable. We usually took turns being in the coveted front passenger seat as it had air conditioning and the most room. 1 or 2 of us took turns in the cab behind the driver and passenger seat, which was also cramped, and I don't think was supposed to actually be a seat. The rest of us sat or laid down in the bed of the truck, cut off from the cab by a frame and windows. It did have a sliding window, so if we really needed something, we could open it up and tap on the glass as the wind rushed in. It was loud. During the 10-ish hour drive, we made it a point to stop at a river to play, stretch, cool down, and get some much-needed air. However, the place we stopped was usually very sandy, and the calmer bubble of the river that we played in had 1 or 2 feet of mud and clay in some places. So when you got out and back to the truck, you were smelly, sandy, and dirty. Of course, you could try to get all the sand and dirt off, but you never could get it all. And by the time the truck got moving on its way again, things would heat up and make everything even more uncomfortable and smelly. After a few times of stopping at the river, I was not liking it as much. I had a real aversion to dirty. But everyone else had fun, and I and I did like the break from driving, so I tried not to complain. On one of the last occasions that we stopped, I decided that I really wanted to stay as clean and dry as possible. I decided to leave my shoes and socks near the truck to keep them free from sand. However, the dry desert ground was hot and full of pokey things that hurt. I thought that if I ran fast enough over the 50-ish feet of winding path, my feet would not really be on the ground that long, so maybe I could handle it. I stilled myself and began to run down the path. It was definitely hotter and more uncomfortable than I had thought it would be. I ran hard, thinking of the cold, wet riverbank, till I finally arrived. My breath came fast and my feet stung. I stepped into the river only to realize that it was way colder than was comfortable, and I didn't really want to get in. Also, even though the bank was softer in most places, there was enough debris like sticks and stones and other things along the edges that it still hurt my soft feet to walk on. I quickly decided that it was not worth it. If I was not going to get in, I was going to need my shoes. So I steeled myself again and turned around and started running full blast back up the path to the truck. The path was winding around with tall bushes, so you could not see around some of the bends till you rounded them. As I rounded the last bend that I had literally just been running on a minute ago, it felt like time slowed way down. Well, it felt like it was going fast and slow at the same time. I heard a loud "stop" very clearly in my mind. It was not rushed or afraid or mean. It was simply a command. Stop. And in the same instant, my brain registered that there was a stick in the path that was not there before. Instantly, I went from the fastest run I could manage to a dead stop. Time started to move normally again as I breathed hard and looked at the stick. Realization hit me. It was not a stick. It was a big snake. I could not see the head as it was in the bushes on the side of the path, but I knew it was a snake. If I had taken one more step, I would have stepped right on it. I slowly backed up and ran the other direction for a few paces, and waited, my brain registering again how hot the burning sand and dirt was. And then I finished going to the truck without seeing the snake. Stepping on that snake would have been really bad, as we were miles from anything that could have helped me in that situation. Not to mention, I don't think anyone would have found me very quickly. I was saved that day by the voice in my head, and I will always remember that. And thank you for whoever was looking out for me.